There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
So, good morning everyone. So we welcome you to jobjourney.com's Marketing Me. We are live today at the Philippine Normal University, and today we will be joined by speakers from Inspiro and ADP. But before we start, may we invite everybody for a short prayer followed by the national anthem and the PNU Vision Mission Quality Policy Statement.
Magiliw ka sa silangan, alalaw ng puso, sa litig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiging, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoya, sa langit papagaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng marami pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Sa piling mo, aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Alright, so welcome back, guys. So, are you guys ready? So, I'm Shari from Academic Linkages and I hope everybody's excited to learn new things. Yeah, so, I'll be today's host. So, to officially start today's session, may we invite Dr. Jose Ocampo Jr., Dean of the Office of the Student Affairs and Student Services of Philippine Normal University, to give us the opening remarks.
I take pleasure to welcome all the participants in this virtual career fair and job exhibit of the university. I should not forget the jobs180.com, who is highly recommended by Commission on Higher Education and Department of Labor and Employment to coordinate with various institutions like PNU to ensure the reputable facilitation of job applications. Despite the small number of graduates that we have for this year, more or less 60 potential graduates, we would like to maintain the quality of enriching and managing their experience to apply for a job. We may also have applicants who would come from other batches. I thank you for trusting the conduct of this activity, and we hope to further help shape your future. Behind the preparation of this program is Mr. Ken Kishimoto, Karen Lee, and Charishma Ongleo. I thank you and the other OSAS faculty. Thanks to all student participants and participating schools. Good morning.
Thank you for that, sir. So, per usual, if you're watching with us, if you're watching live, let us know that you're here. So, please comment your name and major na lang dun sa ating comment section. So, here is our schedule for this morning. First topic, we have resume linked to be discussed by jobs180.com. Next, we have virtual interviews to be discussed by Inspiro, hiring for work from home jobs to be discussed by ADP, new skills for the future generation at work, and basic employment requirements. And so we have a lots of topic to go through this morning. So thank you guys for being on time. And as we go along, please don't be shy to put in your question so we can read it after each speaker. Alright, so let's go to our first speaker. Our first speaker is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director of jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. So he is a trusted resource speaker and has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Alright, so Sir Kim, if you're ready, take it away. The screen is yours.
Everyone. Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No? Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala tong gastos. The tool that I will show you today wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung proteksyonan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link niyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, wag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So, how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay, lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Ilagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating ko sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'n karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, diba? Certificate, diploma, yan. Ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, diba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Di ba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is, you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi maganda example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay, make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pero nakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So, hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay, sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi yung dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto ka niya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Diba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pag-process sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na sila real-time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon with 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position na in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan. Tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, ang nabong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, no worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang, wag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number one, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Diba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O diba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pang mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo. Especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool, please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, 'di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Edi balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. 'Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you for that, Sir Kim. Ayan. So, guys, the floor is open for questions. So, if you have questions for Sir Kim, now is the time to put them up. So, type nyo lang doon sa comment box natin. Sir, may prepare ako habang nag-aantay ng question nila. Ang tanong, Sir, how would you encourage fresh grads who are sending out applications, but so far they haven't been lucky getting their first interview? Can you give them words of
Okay.
encouragement or motivation? Ganyan.
Well, wag mag-give up, no? At this point, dalawa naman nararamdaman parati ng mga job seekers, especially kung fresh graduate. Do you have a feeling of fear? 'Di ba? Meron kang natatakot ka kasi you don't really know what's about to happen, 'di ba? And at the same time, you're uncertain. Basically, yan yung reason why you feel that fear, no? When you look for a job. So, ang sa akin is you don't give up. Kung hindi siya para sa'yo, then hindi talaga siya para sa'yo. Ganun lang kasimple. Now, it will not also work if you don't do your action. So, you have to take an action kasi everything starts from you. So, you take the first step. Diba? Take the first step, do your part, and then pray for best results. Diba? Ganun yan. Yan ang sa akin. No? I've been in that path several times, looking for companies, opportunities that would best fit my interests, my values, 'di ba? Marami kang i-consider. So lahat 'yon will start from the first step. Sa inyo manggagaling 'yun. You have to take that first step. Okay? Ayan. Oh, by the way, speaking of first step pala, Ma'am Shari, promote ko pala tomorrow, there is a virtual career fair happening for PNU. I don't want to jump in. Baka mamaya si Sir Ken will be announcing something for the students or for the audience. But let me just promote it na rin. Guys who are listening right now, whether sa live or sa pre-recorded, kung narinig na kayo mamaya sa recorded na lang, you go to schools.jobs180.com/PNU. You go to that page. Ulitin ko lang, no? Schools with an S, schools.jobs180.com/PNU. PNU, of course, stands for your school, Philippine Normal University. Pagpunta mo dun sa page na yon, you will see a lot of companies, a lot of schools, in fact, no, who will be joining the virtual career fair. And they're kicking off that virtual career fair tomorrow, June 26. Sa pagkaalala ko, June 26, 9 o'clock. So you can go there. Unahan nyo na kahit hindi pa tomorrow, puntahan mo na mamaya, 'di ba? Mag-submit na kayo ng mga resume link nyo para by tomorrow when the companies will log in and check their profile, makita nila yung mga application nyo, at least mapaprocess na kaagad, 'di ba? 'Yun lang, naalala ko lang because you mentioned about taking the first step. O di unahan nyo na, 'di ba? Ayan.
Okay, so thank you for that, sir. Sir, hindi na kita. I will not keep you long. I have 4 other speakers waiting for
Yes,
me.
I know. Yeah, well, that's what I heard. We have a lot of speakers. Okay.
Aba. All right, thank you, Sir Kim. See you
Sige po.
around.
Salamat. Thank you and be
Later.
safe. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, so next up, discussing virtual interviews, we have Sir Axel Plano, Supervisor for Candidate Engagement for sourcing at Inspiro. So Sir Axel is Inspiro Supervisor for Candidate Engagement. He leads the recruitment sourcing for Manila and Munoz QZ site. With his tenure of three years in the company, he has relevant experience on customer service and is able to mobilize initiatives in promoting the company's culture of malasakit, and he is currently the person in charge for Inspiro's recruitment partners and recruitment events. And so, Sir Axel, if you're ready, please join us. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Ayan.
Hi, morning.
So, sir, can we test your screen share po?
All right, okay.
Ayan. So, I'd also like to
And
greet our audience. So, we have people from mathematics education. We have people from ayan, BMSEE. I'm not sure what that means. BME. So, hello, guys. Good morning. Thank you for being on time. Ayan.
yeah, am I sharing my screen, ha?
Yes, sir. It's loading. Ayan, sir. It's up. So, sir, I leave you to it. So, you have 20 minutes and I'll be back for the question and answer po. Thank you,
All
sir
right, thank
Axel.
you. So, yan, good morning to all of our viewers, to the students of PNU. So, ayan, my name is Axel from Inspiro. So, we're going to talk about virtual interview. No? Virtual interview is something na kasama na sa new normal. So, sobrang na-lessen yung face-to-face interview natin. So, right now, if you're going to apply for a job, no, you're going to be invited on a virtual interview setup. So, nothing much of a change in terms of processing of the interview. All of the questions will remain the same naman if it's in a virtual setup or on a face-to-face setup. So the thing here lang is how you going to prepare for the virtual interview kasi that is different, no? So we're going to talk about that. First is dressing up. You still need to dress up, no? It's something that will show first, yan, a respect for a potential employer. So if you dressed up according to the job that you are applying for, which is yun nga, mostly naman binibihis natin is business attire, smart casual. It will show that you respect the company and the position you're applying for. Second, it will leave a lasting impression on the employer. Parang mas madali ka nilang matatandaan, that's the guy or that's the girl na nag-apply na super galing na and dressed up really nicely. So, something like that. Third will be prove that you are committed. So, by dressing up, it's not only show na you are ready, but you are also committed, that you really um, like the job talaga or you really want to pursue this opportunity. Last is boost your self-confidence. So boosting your self-confidence kasi of course once you really dressed up, no, it will give you an extra push na parang you are really ready for this interview. Na parang it will show naturally during the interview na you can easily answer questions, no, it will give you an extra confidence. Next is preparation. Normally we receive an email, a text message inviting us on a job interview. Pupunta tayo sa office on time. The same lang din naman yung dapat natin gawin on a virtual setup. So you need to be on time once na sinabi ni HR or ni employer na this will be our time for the interview, ibinigay sa ating link, we need to be on time to join that link at least 5 minutes before the interview happens. So, yung preparation should be done siguro a day or at least a couple of hours before your interview. So, next, first, is test your equipment. No? Mostly, the virtual interview using several platforms such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and so on. So test your equipment, test your PC, test your laptop, test your internet connections. If you have headset or kung meron din kayong ginamit na ring light, yan. Test natin yan lahat before the interview happen. Next is prepare your environment. No? If you're gonna take the interview dun sa room natin, make sure na lang na clean siya, no? Malinis, and wala masyadong mapapansin si employer to the room itself or your background. Make sure to use a plain background as much as possible para hindi ikaw mismo and si employer distracted. So third, yan, that goes to our third point, minimize distraction. So if meron kayong kasama sa bahay, which is yun nga, in our country, dito naman sa Pilipinas kasi we tend to share rooms with our family members. So if you can talk to them, no, tell them na can I borrow the room for at least 30 minutes? Mayroon lang akong job interview. Or you can tell your parents na to kung nanonood ng TV, i-volume down natin yung TV. Tapos kung may mga kapatid tayo na maliliit, ipabantay muna natin sila to our other relatives and so on. Then, yun, kung may pets tayo, no, ilabas muna natin sila sa room na kung saan tayo mag-interview kasi that causes distraction. And number one causing distraction will be yung cellphone pa din. On a face-to-face interview, we tend to have our mobile phone sa bag natin on a silent mode. Then on a virtual interview, then dapat ganun din siya. So sometimes kasi when the employer conduct the initial interview, yung notification na messenger na tunog ng tunog, yung Viber, and yung text and calls that can happen on the exact interview will cause distraction talaga if hindi mo nilayo yung phone mo for a while or hindi mo siya nilagay sa silent mode. So make sure na on your interview, minimize or eliminate the distraction. Yeah. Practice. You need to practice the most common interview questions. The questions naman will pretty much the same, no, to each company that will gauge your qualification. So practice in terms of you need to have something in your mind na isasagot dun lang sa mga question. Not in term na parang kakabisaduhin natin yung mga dapat natin isagot. That's wrong. So wag tayong magkakabisado ng mga isasagot natin. It's good to have just an idea how will you respond to a certain question. Kasi iniiwasan natin we sound to parang robotic tayo, na para tayong machine na may binabasa or whatnot. So something like that. So yan, practice again in a way that we have answer ready for the questions. So that goes to interview tips. So I'm sharing with you the most basic or most common interview questions that the employer is always asking to their job seekers. So number one is tell me something about yourself. Tell me something about yourself is pretty common and mostly I think unang-unang tinatanong sa akin on a job interview. So tell me something about yourself will give you an opportunity to break the ice. So kung feeling nyo na medyo parang nakaka-tense yung aura ng interview, this something na will give you a confidence na ito yung dapat na nire-ready natin. Na once we start to talk, dito tayo nakakagain ng confidence dun sa tell me something about yourself. Now the trick here is dapat, pa rin tayo, organized pa rin tayo to tell us parang short background, no, of our information. So once I say na parang kailangan organized or parang structured pa rin tayo, at least have yung most common structure kasi for telling something about yourself is start with your personal information. Then go through your educational background. That's the second. Third will be your work experiences. If you don't have any work experiences, yung mga um, yung trainees natin during our school, yung OJTs natin, yan. It can help as well. Then, tell something about interesting, no? Yung wala dun sa resume. So that will also help. So personal information, once you share your personal information, wag natin i-share lahat na parang kinukwento natin yung buong buhay natin. So straight to the point, tell your full name, where are you from, yan. Tapos, yun, kasi ang mostly nagiging mistake natin kasi sinasabi natin lahat, yung all of the story. So, critical din yon yung address to the employer to know kung if ever na kaya mong mag-work on-site. No? Malapit pa sa office yung current address mo. So, if you're from, let's say, taga Bicol ka, tapos lumabas ka dito to Quezon City, huwag mo na ikwento yung naging reason bakit ka lumuwas from Bicol to Quezon City. So, just mention na I'm from originally from Bicol, then I'm currently residing here in Quezon City. So, yeah, straightforward, ganun lang. Then go to your educational attainment, no? Kahit nakikita ni employer ko ano yung resume mo, of course, mas better pa rin pag sinasabi mo siya. So, ano yung degree mo, ano yung natapos natin, and tapos yung go to the work experience. Yung work experience, tapos kung ano yung responsibilities mo, yung dun sa work, ano yung ginagawa natin, ano yung exact position, and all that. Then, something interesting, no? Wala sa resume. No? It can be you have a small business na pinapatakbo. You have a former band member, something like that, something interesting. No? So there. Next is, why are you applying for this position? It's a question that will give you an opportunity to show the interviewer what you know about the job and the company. So dito pumapasok yung ginagawa nating research kapag magja-job interview na tayo. So don't forget to search about the position itself and the company. So once you apply for a job, check the job description kung anong ginagawa ng ina-apply natin. Then, see kung ano yung base dun sa job description, what are the things that we are possessed, no? Kung ano yung skills na meron tayo, uy, kaya akong gawin to, uy, sakto sa akin to. So, mention it during this question. This is, will measure your competencies dun sa job na ina-apply. And then, of course, yung company, kung ano siya, anong kind of industry, yan, i-mention din natin siya. Why should we hire you? So, yan. This most common question, hindi yan sinasagot na because you are hiring. Yan, may mga meme tayong nakikita dito sa question na to. Pero this question was all about, really wants to know if you have all the required qualification. So, out of all the job seekers na nag-apply for the position, make sure that you really check the marks, no? As many as you can. So you are a 4-year course graduate, yeah, check. You have this kind of experience, check. You have knowledge to this platform, check. You have this skill set, check. So as many required qualification as you can, no? I-mention natin siya dito. So, yan, again, that's another competency question. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So, this is most common question. So, i-break down natin siya into two. So, let's start with strength. So, the strength question is, talk about how well you are qualified for the job. So, mention something that you have or a skill set that you have that will be usable to the position that you're applying for. If you're applying for sales, make sure that you mention that since, let's say, high school or college, you're good with negotiating, you have a small business, yun nga, that, you know, and may mga projects kayo na done before na related doon sa job na you do selling. So something like that. No? Make sure that the strength that you're going to mention is somehow going to be related doon sa ina-applyan natin job. Next is your weaknesses. No? As much as possible, wag natin mini-mention na wala tayong weaknesses. Kasi we're all human beings. Um, we have always something to make ourselves better. So hindi tayo pinanganak na sobrang galing. All of the things. So make sure that you have you're going to mention a certain weaknesses that needs to be improved. So it's something that will show your self improvement. So let's say my weaknesses will be time management. No? My time management. I'm a kind of person that really want to finish a job, before the day ends, and I tend to focus on one thing alone, and I somehow forget or put aside the other job or sorry task. So something like that. So time management and multitasking skills is something that I need to really improve. So something like that. No? Yun yung gawin natin in terms of sharing your weaknesses. Wag natin sinasabing, I don't have it. Any weaknesses. Next is how do you see yourself 5 years from now or 10 years from now or in the future? So yeah, and the question is designed to find out if you're going to stay or leave as soon as you find a better opportunity. Keep your answer focused on long-term goals or plans that aligns with the company. So make sure that when this question comes up, no, the answer to that is to have a plan on something para sa sarili mo. But of course, it will include the company itself. So if you're planning to be let's say, a manager 5 years from now or senior manager for 5 years from now, make sure na include natin sa company. So something like my goal is to be a project manager 5 years from now. And I hope that it will still be in this company. So something like that. No? Na kailangan natin i-include yung company natin on our future plans. So that serves as your commitment then. No? Let's avoid our plans na outside yung company na ina-apply natin. Like may plans ka pala mag-abroad, like may plans ka pala to study again. So something like that. No? Huwag natin siyang i-mention during this kind of questions. So that's about my last slide. Yes.
Thank you for that, Sir Axel. So guys, if you have questions for Sir Axel, pwede nyo nang ilagay sa chat box natin, no? So sir, I prepared one. So sir, may we ask, what is the most common mistake of fresh grads when they're doing virtual interviews? Is it the
Ayun.
tech?
So,
Did they not,
oo.
did, di ba sila
Siguro,
nag-practice?
most common talaga is yung preparedness doon sa equipment talaga. Equipment and yung setup kung saan nila gagawin yung interview. So, that really distract the outcome of the interview na instead na, this person or ikaw mismo is really can do the job itself. Na parang kaya mo pero yung environment or ikaw mismo hindi mo tinulungan yung sarili mo. Hindi ka nag-ready. So parang gano'n.
Alright, so thank you for that, sir. Alright, guys, if you want to check out the postings and vacancies for Inspiro, it's available at jobs180.com/Inspiro. So again, Sir Axel, on behalf of PNU and the entire Jobs 180 team, we'd like to thank you po for being with us this morning. Thank you, sir, for lending your time.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you,
Thank you
sir.
for
Thank you. Have a great day, sir. Stay safe. All right. So next up, we have Mr. Nico Angelo Misciano for the topic hiring for work from home jobs. He is the talent and learning consultant for ADP. He has 12 years of experience in recruitment and sourcing and 5 years of experience in learning and leadership development. He has a total of 17 working years in BPO KPO environment, and he is also a licensed BDI target selection interviewer and trainer. So he is also a certified hiring for success global facilitator for ADP. Ayan. Sir Miko, if you're there, please join us po. Hi,
Hello,
sir. Good
hello,
morning.
hello,
Good
hello.
morning, sir. Sir, I don't have your camera po on
Oh, wait.
screen.
There you go.
Yan, there you go. Hi, sir. Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Can you test sharing your screen po?
All right, hold on. Let's share screen. Okay.
Ayan. So while you're sharing your screen, sir, I would like to read through the people who are watching with us. So from BSSE, so good morning, guys. We have people from BMSEE. So good morning, good morning. Ayan, sir, it's up. Ayan, sir. It's
Alrighty.
up na.
Alrighty.
Ayan, sir. Your
All right.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for having me here. And again, I'm Miko Mishano. I represent ADP Philippines. And the topic assigned to me was how companies hire for work from home, but I decided to make it a little more general this morning is how companies hire virtually, because we know that not all companies offer a work from home setting. So I'd like to make it a little bit more general. Okay. And this morning, my objective here is just to give you an overview of how organizations hire virtually. And our agenda is recruiting from home, how to ace your virtual interview, and bonus tips. And this is very connected to what Sir Axel discussed earlier. But I'd like to run through how recruitment is done in the, as we say, the new normal. Okay, so recruiting from home. Since the pandemic happened, a lot of us really shifted to a work from home setting, and face to face interviews kind of was thrown out of the window, and companies started shifting to how do we do this, how do we hire people now. And here, particularly in the Philippines, we weren't really big on virtual hiring, right? It was, we're really used to like face to face and phone interviews. And now, we've shifted to phone and video interviews. So how do we do it now, right? So it's actually a four-step process when we hire uh, in a virtual setting. And it all starts with sourcing. So it will start from the left going to the right. And in sourcing, this is the team that actually brings in people to apply. So how do you do this? We review resumes. And how do we review resumes? We utilize tools such as, LinkedIn, our own ADP portal, partner sites like Jobs 180, right? And of course, newspaper ads. And here in the Philippines, particularly, companies are still big on newspaper ads, but for ADP, we've already ventured into even using Facebook and other social media sites to, share our job openings and where applicants can send in their resumes, and that's where we review. During the sourcing stage, this is where we also do a pre-screening and scheduling. Okay, so this is either done through phone or video. Okay, and the pre-screening processes, this is where what Sir Axel mentioned, we talk about, tell me something about yourself, and talk a little bit about yourself, and talk a little bit about what's on your resume. Okay, and for companies like ADP and some other companies, we require you to do a profile completion or a recruiter management system. So this is like a software within the organization where it's a database of all the applicants that come in, where you put in your details online into our system. Okay, so that's the sourcing piece. And once you pass the pre-screening and scheduling, they will schedule you for an interview. You will be introduced to a recruiter who will do your initial interview. And again, this is done through either phone or video. And minimum 30 minutes to a maximum, I should say, of 45 minutes in an interview. And this is where we do the key background review. We talk about your resume, what school you came from, if you have job experiences. If you're a fresh grad, if you don't have job experiences, probably if you've had part-time jobs or if you were part of organizations and other activities. We also do a comms assessment or a communication assessment. Your English communication skills are assessed here, right? So during the interview, you are required to speak in English, and we will assess, your English. And a common question is, do I have to talk like an American? Or sometimes people, when I interview people, they ask me, sir, do I have to talk like you? Well, you don't really have to talk like me, right? You don't have to have the twang or the slang. As long as you have a neutral accent and you can be understood very well, that is good already. Okay. And we move to the interview assessment. Now, this is the meat of the initial interview. We actually check for three things: job fit, motivational fit, and your behavior. And job fit, to see if you're fit for the job. And we have different business units within our organization. Which business unit would you fit? Well, motivational fit is a big factor for us also. What's your motivation to work? Right? And this was mentioned earlier, right? Are you, if you have plans of studying again, working abroad, uh, or are you just applying just to pass time, right? And then eventually leave. So we look at the motivational factor and behavior. A lot of our questions really revolve around the behavior, because what we say here is that past behavior will be able to predict future behavior. That's why we stick on the behavioral interview. And later, I'll show you a tip, give you a tip also on how to ace your behavioral interviews. Okay. And if you pass the initial interview with a recruiter, you will be moved on to the hiring manager. So you'll either be interviewed by a team lead, a manager, or a director. And this is usually the second level or final interview. And this is again done by phone or video. For some organizations, actually, this could be like the second, and there could be a third level interview. It depends on how the recruitment process is, but for us, this is the second level and final. And mostly hiring managers really just focus on job fit. Are you fit to be part of the team? Okay, and there are some behavioral questions as well that will be asked. And the last piece is the onboarding. Of course, if you pass the final interview, then all we need to do is offer you the contract and onboard you. And in onboarding, the person in charge here will discuss your contract. Uh, Normally, this is done through phone or video, or sometimes it's a group discussion if all of you are being hired for a particular or the same uh, position. They'll discuss also the requirements that you need before you get started, like your medical, the government documents, or other internal documents that you need to be completed. Okay. So very simple, right? You see here, four-step process in how companies hire virtually now. Okay. It hasn't really changed in terms of how it's being done, but it's now being done virtually, right? Phone or video. And that's the big change there, rather than now it's being done, other than before, like 2019 BC, before COVID, right? Where it was all done face to face. Okay. So I hope this is all clear for you, and I'll uh, move you in how to ace your virtual interview. Right. So this is just a few more tips just to add on what Sir Axel shared, just to beef you up and make you ready to face that time when that time comes that you will be interviewed. Okay. Well, one, be prepared. If you applied for a company and they reach out to you, or even before they reach out to you, do your research on the company, the role, the, the company itself, right? It's like if you don't do research on a company, it's like you're going to war without a gun, right? So it's better to be prepared, because sometimes interviewers also ask, what do you know about this organization? Okay. And it's best to know what you're getting into. That's the main point of it, right? Know what you're getting into, know the nature of the job, know the nature of the industry that you're joining. Okay. Make sure charge your devices. If it's a phone interview, your cell phones are fully charged, or if you're using a video laptop, it's either fully charged or it's plugged in. Know your schedule. Keep a reminder. Put a post it note somewhere where you can see that you're scheduled for this interview, and find a good spot, as mentioned, noise free and a strong signal. Okay. And look and sound ready. Be confident. Dress comfortably. That was shared already previously. When I say comfortably, I'm not saying dress up like in pajamas and whatnot, but dress comfortably in business casual clothes. Again, what you want to do here is still dress to impress, especially if it's a video interview. Okay. And answer using the STAR method. Now, if you're not familiar with this is normally the way you should answer behavioral fit questions. Okay. Now, an example of a behavioral fit question will be, could you give me an example of a time where you led a group project or a team project? What was your role and what was the outcome? And when I say answering using the STAR method, you are just defining the situation and the task, which is why, the action, what done and how done, and the result, which is the effect of the action. And recruiters who use this type of methodology, the targeted selection or hiring for success methodology, is the STAR method is what we look for in how you're answering. You're defining what was the situation, right? Or the task, action, what did you do? Okay, and result, what was the outcome? And we like you to highlight yourself here. If you worked on a group project, specifically highlight what was your role and what was your participation in the group project. Okay, because we want to see what was your behavior there. And the cool thing about the STAR method is, you can answer. You don't really have to answer this in a very systematic and processed flow like STAR. It can actually be rats. You might start with a result, action, and task or situation. It can also be arts, just as long as all of these components are there. So remember that STAR method, right? Providing the situation or the task, the action, and the result. Okay. And trust me, this will help you. And if you're a fresh graduate or you're new, like, oh my gosh, I don't have any work experience where I can give a situation, action, and result, right? Again, look back, school activities, school projects, if you've had part-time jobs, OJT, or even situations at home, that can be used to answer any behavioral question. Okay. All right. And let me move on to extra bonus tips for you as you start applying. And, you know, and if we're talking about hiring virtually, okay, again, bonus tip, get to know your bandwidth. Plan around predictable peaks and valleys. If you know it's low, or your internet is not good at a certain time, you can actually also tell your interviewer, if it's a video, that which is a preferable good time for them to call you, right? If you have an interview, also your family shuts down. Sorry about this, but for you to get maximum bandwidth, tell your family members, tell the people that you're living with, that, hey, I have an interview at this time, I would need 30 to 45 minutes, please, can nobody stream Netflix and play Mobile Legends or whatnot? They have to shut down. Okay. And if it's through phone, make sure that your mobile connection, again, as we mentioned, reliable spot, right, where there's a strong signal. Okay. And if it is a video interview, again, place your video window self in the middle. If you can move the camera or your view where you see yourself, put it right below where the camera is if you're using a laptop. And of course, elevate your laptop. If you don't have a laptop stand, a shoebox, like me, for example, I when we started the pandemic, I used my Funko box. I collect Funko Pops. I use the Funko boxes to elevate my laptop because elevating will make sure that you are eye level to your camera, so you won't seem like as if you're drowning, or we just see your forehead, or we don't see a clearer picture of you. Like this level, how you're seeing me now is, the ideal way on how to view yourself, or how your interviewer will view yourself off on camera, right? Or if you can invest on a laptop stand, that would be better too. Okay. And those are the bonus tips that I can give for you. Okay. And hopefully I was able to provide you with our objective today and give you a brief overview of how organizations hire virtually, and we're able to hit our agenda for today, where I was able to show you how we recruit from home, and give you tips on how to ace your virtual interview, and give you bonus tips as well. And before I end, before we go to Q&A, I would like to leave you with this. For those of you who are going to be job seekers soon, that the secret of acing a job interview is to stop believing in luck and start believing in yourself. And with that, that ends my presentation. Thank you very much. And I'm now open for any question and answer that you may have.
Thank you for that, Sir Miko. All right. So, guys, the floor is open. So, if you have questions, put it in the comment section. So, sir, I prepared one. So, may we please ask what is the timeline from sourcing to onboarding? How long does it usually take for a candidate to finish the process?
Okay, for the whole process, from sourcing to final interview, of course, from sourcing, when we receive resumes, normally a candidate will should wait within a week to be pre-screened and scheduled. I would say roughly about 2 weeks processing time from start to finish, up until you get offered, the job.
Alright, so thank you for that, sir. Ayun. So, guys, if you want to check out the vacancies for ADP, it's available at jobsmanity.com/ADP.
ADP,
Ayun.
right?
Yeah.
And hopefully
So,
we see you in ADP in the future.
yes, sir. So, thank you, sir, again, on behalf of the entire PNU team and on behalf of our team. Thank you, po, for joining us this
No
morning and
problem.
lending your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Have
very
a good day.
much. Stay safe, everybody.
All right. So thank you again to Sir Miko of ADP for sharing the tips and the bonus that he gave us earlier, no? Bonus tips. And so next presenter is Sir Richard Monteverde, PhD, CCC, CMHFR, LPT, and RGC. So he is a licensed counselor, researcher, and educational consultant with 10 years of demonstrated work experience in delivering mental health, psychosocial, and career services to individuals, groups, and communities. He ranked 8th in the 2016 board licensure for guidance counselors, and Sir Richard graduated cum laude from with a degree in BS Psychology, Educational Psychology stream from Philippine Normal University, Manila. So he earned his MA in Education Guidance from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and advanced coursework and clinical counseling experience, leading to PhD in Education from the same university. So, Sir Richard, can you please join us? Do we have Sir Richard on our backstage? So while Sir Richard is getting ready, I'd like to call on our audiences. Thank you for joining us. We have people from BSSE, people from mathematics education, mathematics and science. We have BME, BMS. Good morning, Sir Richard. Good morning, sir. You don't have mic, sir. Naka-mute po ata kayo.
Yeah, I have. Ayan,
Yan.
ayan. Nasa studio,
Ayan.
nasa ano naman tayo? Wala pa, no? Nasa Live
We're
na
live,
tayo,
sir.
tama?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Ayan, sir. Can we test sharing your screen po?
Oh yeah. Sige, for a moment. Ayan, I'll try to share my screen. Kanina kasi nagkaroon ng problem sa sharing ng screen, pero ito, I'll share the whole screen para mas makita yung buong presentation.
Okay, sir.
Mhm. For a moment.
Sir, you are faculty po from PNU?
I'm a counselor rather. Oo.
Counselor.
Counselor
All right.
at Philippine.
All
Yeah.
right. Ayan,
Mhm.
sir, it's up. So, sir, can you please put it on full screen? Balik lang po tayo, sir, sa PowerPoint na presentation. Ayan.
Mhm.
Ayan. So, sir, once the PowerPoint is on full screen mode, hindi nyo na po ako makikita or the StreamYard window. So, ayan, nawala,
Mhm.
sir.
Mhm. Mhm. Sige, it's okay.
Nawala siya, sir. Na ano siya,
Mm.
na disconnect ata. Ayan, sir,
Mhm.
it's back. Ayan, sir. So,
Okay.
for now, sir, I can see it on full screen. So, hindi mo na po ako makikita. And, I will go back sa screen po. I will, mag-initiate po ako kapag meron pong technical glitches doon sa screen niya, sa side niya. Alright, sir?
Mhm. Mhm.
Alright. So, sir, you
Mhm.
have 10 minutes. I will be back for the Q&A po. Thank you, sir.
Mhm. Okay. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Ayan. So I'm Richard from PNU. I'm a counselor from the Office of the Student Affairs and Student Services, and I'm here to talk about Talent Map and the skills for the future. I assume that the participants here have completed the Talent Map assessment that I have provided you. So I've sent you the links for you to be able to create your own accounts and be able to take the assessment for you to have a glimpse of what skills do the employers need to see in you for them to be able to see that you're fit for the job that you're applying for. So, and with that, we'll be talking about what are those, and let's also try to evaluate through the results that you have gained from taking the talent map assessment. So, we'll be talking about how these skills can be contextualized. So if you are now already applying for a job, and how do we make these sustainable? No, how can we be more adaptable in the future world of work? Now, my question before I start is that, are you ready? No, ready na ba kayo makagraduate? Ready na ba kayong iwan si inang pamantasan, no? Back in the day, siguro 10 years ago, 10 years na nga ba? O almost 11 years to be exact. Yeah, nasa katayuan nyo rin ako, no, at PNU. At ramdam na ramdam ko, no, na nag-aagaw yung feeling, no, how I call it in a technical term, it's called ambivalence, no, in the counseling area. So parang may ambivalence ako, no, parang gusto ko pa rin magstay, pero parang kailangan ko nang mag-move on, mag-move forward, no. At kung titingnan ko, no, babalikan ko yung time na yun, ready na ba ako nung time na yon mag-apply ng trabaho to be part of the world of work or to be part of the workforce? Yun yung isa dun sa mga tanong na nahirapan talaga akong sagutin. At ngayon, ito yung pagkakataon na kailangan nating sagutin itong, are you ready? No? At next ay, ano ay yung career prospects ninyo? What are your career prospects? No? What is your plan? Your grand plan? No? 3 years, 5 years from now, grabe naman si sir, makapagtanong 5 years from now, COVID pa nga. Yeah, I know, no? Mahirap talagang sagutin yun kasi nga COVID, no? At walang kasiguraduhan yung future natin. But then again, we're still functioning, no? And at the same time, we still need to face this question. No matter how hard this question is, we still need to answer this. No, we still need to clarify ourselves for us to be able to know ano nga ba yung plano ko para sa sarili ko. No, pagka-graduate ko ba, mag-grad school ba ako o magwo-work muna ako, no? Anong klaseng work ba yung kailangan gusto kong puntahan? Gusto ko na ba sa academe na kaagad? Gusto ko ba bang mag-try ng ibang industries, no? Ng ibang setup, no? Ayoko muna mag-teaching not until I get my license, no? Or gusto ko mag-delve sa ibang area. I want to put up my own school, no? For the others na merong entrepreneurial mindset, no, na gustong maging educational manager, wants to own their schools, no, in the future, managing their own organization. Yun yung mga tanong na somehow kinakailangan na nating pag-isipan. At syempre, kasama doon sa career prospects, yung tinatawag nating meron ba akong competencies na hinahanap nga na sa world of work, no? Naglabas yung World Economic Forum ng study, no, na ito yung mga skills na hinahanap ng mga employers, no, cross-cutting ito, teaching profession included. So, nandiyan yung critical thinking, andun yung analysis, problem solving, self-management, active learning. And the World Economic Forum said that these are the top skills, no, rising into prominence by 2025. So ngayon, 2021 na, no? 2025, no? Ito yung magiging full scale na talaga, no? At syempre, kasama rin dyan yung ano nga ba yung mga competencies sa mga graduates. This is according to Department of Labor and Employment, no? Sinasabi na kinakailangan na adaptable, highly skilled, techno-savvy. No, lalo na ngayon, no, kinakailangan na meron talagang command when it comes to technology ang isang individual. Yan. And at the same time, very important yung willingness to undergo lifelong learning. Yan. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, what are your career prospects? Because that question reflects your willingness to undergo lifelong learning. And companies or organizations are banking on this skill, no? Kinakailangan nilang makita na ikaw ay magiging asset ng organization at willing matuto ng iba't ibang mga skills pa, no, na pwedeng mo mailagay sa iyong portfolio. Dahil ikaw ay magagamit ng organization for achieving its expectations or for its ROI. Makakatulong ang iyong competencies. Nandito rin yung communicators. Very important yung ethical, then competitive, and enterprising. Isa yan sa mga bagong competencies na tinitingnan sa mga graduates. Hindi porket ikaw ay teacher education graduate, hindi kasama yung skill when it comes to enterprising. Ang enterprising hindi naman skill sa pagbebenta, no, ng mismong produkto. No, enterprising, ito yung ating ability to sell ourselves, no, to sell our ideas. So in the teaching profession, we tend to sell our ideas, we tend to send our thinking process, no? Paano nga ba mas mapapadali yung ating profession? Paano nga ba natin mas-strategize to improve teaching and learning? So yun, ganun siya nakakontextualize. So, aside from that, nandito rin yung challenge ng tinatawag natin na Industry 4.0 and 5.0. Ayan. So, to introduce to you, no, ngayon ay nandito tayo sa 4.0 or yung Fourth Industrial Revolution. And now, ito nga, dahil nag-COVID, papabukas na yung pintuan ng Industry 5.0. Yan. Hindi pa tayo nakaka-get over sa COVID, no? At hindi pa tayo nakaka-get over sa 4.0, nagkakaroon na ng bago na revolution in the industry. So ano tong 4.0 at 5.0? So kung makikita ninyo, yan sa 4.0 at 5.0, nandito yung proliferation ng information technology, ng connected devices, ng machine learning, no? At nandito rin yung iba't ibang aspeto no, ng individualized and personalized services. So, kung titingnan natin in the profession, no, ito yung mga evident, no, or prominent na skills or competencies na talagang kinakailangan ay meron tayo as graduates, no? Yan, o nakasama din dyan yung data analytics, no, yung ating ability to understand data, no, our ability for research, yan, understanding or integrating information, those skills are very important in the current industry that we are in, no? Kasama rin dito yung tinatawag nating rise of boundaryless careers. No, ano ba yung rise of boundaryless careers? So, ngayon, nangingibabaw na yung fluidity of moving to different organizations and employers, no? At nakadepende sa isang individual kung ano nga ba yung career na gugustuhin niya o gusto niya para sa sarili niya. Hindi ito nakadepende sa kung anong organization ka kabilang. Ito ay nakadepende sa kung paano mo i-develop, i-manage yung iyong buong career portfolio sa iyong lifespan. Yan. At nandito rin yung tinatawag nating Protean careers. No? Sa Protean careers, yon, so sinasabi dito, gaya na nasabi ko kanina, no, ang careers natin ay nakadepende sa kung paano natin minamanage yung mga changes, no, sa ating learning, sa ating identity, at ano-anong mga roles yung ginagampanan natin para dito. So, nakadepende sa isang individual kung ano yung kanyang mga skills or competencies na gusto niyang i-develop para sa sarili niya. Ayan. So, nandito rin yung tinatawag nating emerging adulthood. So, isa yan sa mga factors natin, no, when it comes to skills development or competency development. Ayan. Ito yung age natin ngayon, no, na typically working but single. So, kaya nga sa 20s to 30s na age, marami yung nandito pa rin yung stage na nandun sa identity exploration, no? Andito yung tinatawag nating merong aspect na feeling in between, pagkakaroon ng maraming ideas of possibilities, no? Ito yung parang sinasabi natin na some individuals associate this with what we call quarter life crisis. So when they reach 25, no? So the quarter life crisis is the actual manifestation of the characteristics of that emerging adulthood. So dito yung nasa prime age ang isang individual to learn, to develop new competencies na magagamit niya sa kanyang career development. Ayan. Okay. So, anong mga challenges pa, no, when it comes to skill development? Now that we're in the 4.0 and the incoming 5.0, and now that we are also addressing aspects of the changes in the landscape of the world of work, like more work from home aspects, no, or more jobs being done work from home using technologies. Yan. So, Miss Skills Challenge, nag-deepen yung mismatch when it comes to skills. And there's also a demand for foundational, interactive skill sets, no? Such as the skills or competencies that you've taken in the talent map assessment, no? So, naalala nyo kung nakikita ninyo, nandun pa yung mga skills natin like creative problem solving, innovation, no, and among other skills. No? Yan. And at the same time, nandito rin yung acute IT skills among the current workforce. This is being demanded, no, from the individuals, no. And at the same time, nandito rin yung manifestation ng mga tinatawag nating potential hazards or what we call psychological crisis, the demand for mental health, no? The demand for what we call work-life balance. Isa yan sa mga skills, no, na kinakailangan din na meron ng isang worker, ang isang graduate, no? Yung kanyang stress tolerance, yung kanyang self-motivation, yung kanyang ability to provide self-care, yan, ability to manifest self-care in the aspects of career development. So, ito rin, just like what I've mentioned a while ago, no, World Economic Forum, in-expand nila ano yung mga definition ng mga skills na nakalagay. Yan. So, nakalagay dito yung analytical thinking, innovation, active learning, complex problem solving, creativity, originality and initiative, and among others. Ayan. Sige po, for a moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. Going back. Ayan. Sige po. Ayan. Going back to what I'm talking about, no? So, ito yung mga skills by 2025 na magiging in demand, no? So, kung titingnan natin, ito ay nakakategorize into 4. So, problem solving. So, hinahanap sa mga graduates na merong skill when it comes to problem solving. Self-management. So just like what I've said a while ago, no, yung demand for mental health, skills for mental health, no, self-care, kasama yan sa self-management. Working with people, how you collaborate, coordinate, how you interact with people, and at the same time, last but not the least, the use of technology and development. Sir, bakit naman gano'n? Technology use and development? So, tuturuan ba kami? Kailangan ba namin na matuto ng programming? Yon. So, hindi naman kinakailangan. Pero, ang hinahanap ay meron kayong kakayanan, no, na maggamit yung iba't ibang technologies na needed for you to be able to provide the job that you're required to provide, or to you the services that you are required to provide to your clients, no? So halimbawa kung kayo ay teachers, so technology use and development, yung paggamit ng mismong software and hardware, no, para makapagturo kayo ng maayos, paggamit ng mga applications, yan, nang sa ganon, mas ma-improve ninyo yung teaching and learning process. So yun yung mga hinahanap. Yan. So yun yung mga skills, no? That's according to World Economic Forum. And then ito, in the research done by Deloitte, no, yung ano bang mangyayari sa future of the workforce. So gusto kong i-highlight dito yung the need for more skills. So the digital know-how, management capability, creativity, entrepreneurship, and creative problem solving. Bakit nga ba nagiging in demand ito? So kanina na-present ko yung 4th IR 5.0, no? Yan. Yung demand sa technical skills ay talagang mataas na. At itong technical skills na to ay magiging computerized na. Magkakaroon na ng mga programs and machines na kayang i-perform itong mga technical jobs na ito. Yan. So ngayon, magkakaroon ng hollowing effect. Yan. So itong hollowing effect na to, nagkakaroon ng challenge naman o nagkakaroon naman ng space for the individuals to learn more skills, other skills or competencies na magiging demand din sa job na kanilang piniperform. So kung ito ay piniperform na ng machines, anong maiiwan sa mga tao? At ito yung nga yung sinasabi ko, no? Yung other skills or some literature say, no, na ito ay mga soft skills. Yan, yung management capability, creativity, entrepreneurship. Kasi ito yung mga tutulong para mas makaisip pa ang isang individual kung paano mas mai-improve yung kanyang services o yung kanyang professional stature. So, and ito rin, no, makikita natin, sabi ko kanina, isa sa mga competencies na nire-require din ay yung tinatawag nating um, uh, openness, no, to learning. So dito, yung technology in the future, yon will make learning available anywhere, anytime, and anyone. Yan. So, anong point ng Deloitte study? So, magkakaroon talaga ng demand for more skills. So, yun yung inire-require ngayon ng iba't ibang mga organizations, no, para sa kanilang mga workforce. Kasi ito na yung aasahan, no? At ang greatest asset of every organization is their workforce. So, itong workforce na to, kung meron na talagang mga skills na kinakailangan, mas makakatulong, no, para mas ma-achieve ng organization na kinabibilangan niya yung expectations na sinet. No? Mas makakatulong din para mag-grow yung organization na kinabibilangan. Yan. So, and that brings us to what we call 21st century skills. So, yung tinake ninyong talent map assessment reflects the skills that I've mentioned a while ago. No? Iba't iba lang ng pangalan, pero itong 21st century skills na to na tinake ninyo ay based sa pag-aaral na ginawa ng SFI Group at Department of Labor and Employment. Anong mga skills yung applicable sa Philippine setting? Yan. At ano nga ba yung 21st century skills? So sinasabi, no, according to existing literature, no, 21st century skills are a broad set of knowledge, skills, work habits, character traits, yan, or character strengths believed to be critically important to success in today's world, no? Particularly contemporary careers and workplaces. Yan. Bakit nga ba natin kinakailangan i-develop ito? So ito yung gusto kong ma-establish, no? Although demanded ng world of work, okay, demanded ng industry, pero bakit nga ba natin kinakailangan? Number one, for us to learn more specialized competencies. So just like what I've said, no, the technical ones will now be covered by the machines, the software that will be developed by the individuals, no. Now, there's a hollowing effect. No, there's a chance for us to learn more specialized competencies, and we need a skill, a set of skill, no, for us to learn these specialized competencies. So ito yung 21st century skills. Para mas matutunan natin yung complicated, more complex skills in the profession. Another is the current jobs require skills related to individual behavior, personality, attitude, and the large-scale changes in the workplace, technology, and the global market would depend on the workforce level of 21st century skills. And most importantly, yung scenarios ng political, social, cultural, and economic sectors will now depend on your contributions, no, of the students today, of the graduates today. This is according to UNDP. And I quoted this from a literature from the 1995 publication material. Since 1995, students of today, pero applicable pa rin in the current setting. So, yung students today, the graduates, yun yung mag-shape ng world of work natin. Now, we're talking about Philippine workforce. Kayo, yung mag-shape nito, no? At makakatulong sa pag-mold na kung ano nga bang workforce yung kinakailangan ng Philippines, no, for economic progress, economic stability. So, ano yung mga competencies, no, na ina-assess, no, sa 21st century skills? So just like what you've taken in the talent map assessment. So isa-isay natin, no? So nandiyan yung English comprehension, functional skills, like for English, no, the language, math functional, work ethics, teamwork, stress tolerance, social perceptiveness, self-motivation, problem sensitivity, planning, organizing, multitasking, innovation, decision making, critical thinking, creative problem solving. So all in all, 15 competencies. Yan. Bakit ba natin kinakailangang i-assess? For us to know where we can improve, no? So by means of assessing our skills, we would know now what aspects in ourselves we need to improve. So I'd like you to check on your scorecards. So naalala ninyo yung scorecards ninyo. So yung scorecards ay ma-access dun yun sa individual accounts ninyo. Yung scorecards na nakalist yung inyong competencies sa tinake at ano yung inyong level for each. So tingnan natin isa-isa, no? Nakahati sa tatlong dimensions yung mga competencies na inassess sa inyo. So yun, nandiyan yung cognitive, higher order thinking, social-emotional, and then behavioral. So isa-isay natin. So sa cognitive, nandiyan yung creative problem solving. So sa creative problem solving, yung ability ninyo to think outside the box or ability to create your own box. Kung mataas ang inyong score in mas mataas na score in creative problem solving means individual is more capable of creating something, developing something, thinking beyond what is required. Yan. Kung mababa naman, it means that we are very much focused on conventions, no? That we need to also somehow think of other possibilities. Yan. So sa decision making naman, ito naman yung ability natin to develop appropriate action plans. So mas mataas, it means that you have the ability to take a stand on something, your ability to execute specific action plans pertaining to problems in the workplace. Kung ito naman ay mababa, it means that you need to improve on evaluating alternatives and choosing the appropriate action on a specific problem. Critical thinking, alam naman natin yan, no? Just like creative problem solving, but critical thinking is more focused on the logic. It's all more focused on the structure. So mas mataas, it means that you are systematic, you are clearly you are clearly focused on the specific steps on how to solve specific problems. Kung ito naman ay mas mababa, it means that we need to follow the protocols, on how to solve certain problems, in the workplace. We also have innovation. Innovation is applied creativity. So if we are high on this, then we are capable of applying yung ating mga plans, that are outside the box, in a more practical sense. Kung ito naman ay mas mababa, so we would need to challenge ourselves, for us to be able to apply what we plan, to solve certain issues or concerns in the workplace. Then English comprehension, alam natin ito. It's more of understanding the English language, comprehending, understanding, synthesizing information. Then we also have here social-emotional skills, social perceptiveness. So our ability to see if there are issues or concerns happening, dealing with the issues and concerns related to interpersonal relationships, being able to intervene. So mas mataas sa social perceptiveness, it means that you're more responsive to those challenges relating to interpersonal concerns. Kung mas mababa naman, it means that we need to develop our frame of reference to become more sensitive with what is happening with your coworkers or with the people around you. Stress tolerance, self-motivation, these are related, no? Ayan. So, related itong dalawang to because in the stress tolerance and self-motivation, sabi ko nga, skills for mental health, self-management, no? Stress tolerance reflects our ability on how we handle the stresses in our lives, or how to we manage them. Self-motivation is to develop personal goals for ourselves, how to become resilient, amidst challenges happening in the work that you are doing. Yan. Then we also have teamwork, which is also related to social perceptiveness. Then we have behavioral skills. So alam na alam naman natin itong mga to, no? Nandito yung math functional and English functional skills, no? Sa math functional, English functional, so just like English comprehension, usage of the basic operations, no? In solving workplace issues or concerns. Yan, nandito rin yung planning, organizing, no? How do we develop short-term and long-term plans? Yan, related to work and our career. Yan. Nandito rin yung ating tinatawag na workplace ethics, no? How we abide with the protocols in the organization, no? How do we develop work habits, no, that are acceptable in the world of work. Yan. Then last is about multitasking. How do we manage certain tasks and prioritize? Kasama yan, no? So all in all, 15 competencies that reflect our 21st century skills. So anong gagawin natin, no? Na-assess natin. So syempre, we need to, of course, intervene. Ano nga ba yung pwede nating gawin for us to develop these competencies? Mamaya, no, meron akong mga tips on how we can assess these ones, no? Yan. So ito yung mga competencies na tinake ninyo, no, sa talent map na nagre-reflect yung mga skills na pinroject ng World Economic Forum, no, nilabas ng UNDP and among others. So it's what we call 21st century skills. So ano nga ba itong talent map na to, no? Ito, just to provide you some information, ito ay study ng SFI Group at Department of Labor and Employment. In-assess namin yung workforce, Philippine workforce. Kamusta nga ba when it comes to the competencies? So I'd like to focus here dun lang sa students. So kasi kayo to, no? Students and now graduates na, no? Yan. So nakita namin din na yung age is associated with the level of performance doon sa skills na inassess. So meaning to say, the higher the age, the more capable of being able to complete the assessment and at the same time being able to get higher scores in among the tests, no, administered. So, and at the same time, higher scores in all the dimensions, no, in the different areas or competencies. Pero, nung tiningnan naman namin, isa dito sa mga interesting findings that we have, tiningnan namin kung private ba, private state university ba galing or state university ba galing or public ay related also doon sa kung siya ay galing sa private. So yung scores ba niya related sa kanyang kinabibilangang school, no? So nakita namin dito na hindi factor yung kung galing ka ba ng state university or private university sa pagkuha ng mataas na scores o sa pag-develop ng mga competencies na inassess sa talent map. So, hindi siya statistically associated. So, meaning to say that these competencies are dependent on the individual. Hindi siya dependent sa kung anong klaseng instruction ang meron ang school. Hindi lang, no? Hindi lang nakadepende. Yan ay mas nakadepende sa kung papaano mag-initiate ang isang individual, ang isang graduate, no, para ma-develop niya pa yung mga skills na kulang sa kanya. Yan. So yun yung isa dun sa mga nakita namin. Very interesting. Overall, nakita din namin na merong gap when it comes to socio-emotional skills. So, mababa yung student population when it comes to socio-emotional skills, pero ang taas ng mga nandun sa tinatawag nating behavioral components, no? Sa higher order thinking, tama lang, pero dun sa socio-emotional skills, dun talaga nagkaroon ng concerns, no? Doon talaga compared to other dimensions, yun yung mga kinakailangang i-develop. So, anong sinasabi dito? So, yun ay in-assess namin sa mga students at maaring tayo din, no? Kung titingnan natin yung ating mga sarili at nung nag-take tayo ng talent map assessment, tingnan natin sa social-emotional skills, kamusta rin ba tayo? No? At bakit nga ba natin titingnan yung social-emotional skills? But because these social-emotional skills are also being sought by the organizations, by the companies, no, they're looking for socio-emotional skills aside from the technical ones. They're looking on these, no, for the graduates applying for a job. So kung mabibigyan natin ng pagkakataon ma-develop itong mga skills na to sa atin, so mas magiging equipped tayo sa pag-a-apply ng trabaho. Now, paano nga ba natin i-develop itong 21st century skills sa sinasabi natin, no? Yung una, we find ways on how to apply what we learn in school to our life experiences. So, nakita natin, no, doon sa mga tinake ninyong mga test sa talent map, naka-describe naman, naka-define kung ano mga competencies ito. Subukan nating i-apply. Halimbawa, creative problem-solving innovation. So you have a problem, you have an issue. Try to think of other ways or means na hindi usual, na hindi mo napapractice, no? Try to apply it. And then, see kung papaano ka magsasucceed doon sa ginawa mo. So that way, you are practicing creativity and you're also practicing innovation. You may also use social perceptiveness, no? For you to understand the implications of deep interpersonal relationships, no? Maaring challenge ka, no, to understand yung intricacies ng communication, no? Lalo na ngayon na hindi tayo face-to-face, no? Ano nga bang implication noong mga sinasabi ko doon sa pag-receive ng ibang individuals sa sinasabi ko? So why not try to apply the skill of social perceptiveness in that context? Self-motivation, no? Try natin, no, to develop our own self-care routine, no, for us not to be able to become burnt out, no, when it comes to job hunting. And at the same time, it's also a practice for us, no, when we already landed our first job, paano ba natin mapapangalagaan yung ating sarili? Because career development, it's not only focused on improving your skills in the profession, but also it's taking care of yourself, your greatest resource, no, yourself. And with that being said, no, kayo rin yung greatest resource ng organizations na pupuntahan ninyo, because the greatest asset of every organization is the workforce. Kung hindi nyo aalagaan yung sarili ninyo, mawawalan ng asset yung organization na kinabibilangan ninyo. So those are some of the tips that you can use, no, for you to apply, paano nga ba itong mga competencies na to sa real life experiences. Another is being open to new experiences, new knowledge, new skills. But do not forget to be critical. Dito, sa pagpasok ninyo sa mga organizations, sa pag-apply ninyo sa trabaho, no, meron kayong mga matututunan na hindi na ituro sa inyo ng mga professors ninyo, na hindi na ituro sa inyo sa loob ng pamantasan, no? Pero maaring itong magbukas, no, ng mga opportunities para sa inyo, no, makita kung ano pang mga skills or talents yung meron ka. Yan. And at the same time, ito ay mag-open din ng mga career prospects para sa'yo. Na, oy, hindi lang pala ako good when it comes to teaching. Good rin pala ako when it comes to research. No? Kasi nag-delve ka into research. Or, oy, good rin naman pala ako when it comes to presentation skills. No? Na dati, kinatatakutan ko. No? Pero ngayon, nakaka-develop ako ng sarili kong strategies or techniques para mas ma-improve ko yung presentation ko, para mas matuto yung audience ko sa akin. No? So, kailangan natin maging open. At syempre, may mga ituturo rin sa inyo yung mga magiging superiors ninyo kapag kayo ay nakapasok na sa mga schools na gusto nyong puntahan or organizations na gusto ninyong pagtrabahuhan, no? Yung mga immediate superiors, learn from them, no? But do not forget to be critical, no? Critical in a way that you would still see how these experiences can be contextualized into yours. Their experiences are different from your experiences. Their perception, how they apply these things in their own context, are entirely different on how you can do yours. So walang pare-pareho doon. So critical in a way that you will think of ways, paano ko nga ba to ma-apply sa sarili kong context? Yan. Another is to connect, communicate, and collaborate, no? For you to develop your interpersonal skills. So we need to have a network with our classmates, no? Kasi once na kayo ay naging part na ng world of work, kayo-kayo rin yung magtutulungan, no? Kayo-kayo rin yung magkaka-connect. So meaning to say that you have to take care of your connections, your network. And once you're part of the world of work or the organization that you want to be part of, yan, so learn to collaborate. No? Always think of the common ground. Think of the win-win situation where you and the others can celebrate diversity. Yan. Then, another one is to focus on how and why of the things that you learn. No? How and why. Why do I need, siguro so unahin muna natin yung why. Okay? Why do I need to do this? So, answering that, providing the reason, and then how, thinking of the strategy on how you can do these things, how you can contextualize. So always think of these things. Kay Simon Sinek, ang sabi niya, what, why, and how. What do I need to learn? Why do I need to learn? How I should apply it. So yun yung sinasabi no, kay Simon Sinek. So pwede nyo ring i-follow. No? That way, you can be able to ensure that you are learning certain things, that you are improving yourselves career-wise, that you are moving into the direction of expertise, kumbaga, no? Either in the teaching profession or other professions that you would like to delve in the future. So, and last but not the least, find your ways to foster well-being. So, nabanggit ko na rin doon sa number 1 kanina, no? Find ways to foster well-being because well-being is as much as we say, the goal of the future of the world of work. No, well-being is one of the avenues for us to prosper into our careers. Because once we have taken care of ourselves, our careers will also take care of ourselves. Will take care of us rather. Yun. So, um, last but not the least, no, in support with the tips that I provided you, this is a framework from Howard Gardner. Um, Sinasabi niya na ito yung 5 minds for the future, which is also applicable in the context of the world of work that we are into. No? Si 2007 niya pa ito na-publish, pero ngayon lang natin nakikita yung effect niya, yung contextualization niya. Yan. So sinasabi dito that we should have disciplined mind or the mastery of key subjects. So kung ano yung major ninyo, kailangan mastered ninyo. That's part of discipline. Nandito rin yung synthesizing, arraying information to make sense of self and others. That's why it's very important to collaborate, to network with, to connect with others, because you are not alone. Once you have synthesized with others, connected with others, you may improve your skills. You may also improve your current ways of thinking. Yan. Nandito rin yung respectful, no? Seeking to understand differences. Nandito rin yung ethical. Very important, no? It's not only that we are professional, critical, but most importantly, we have to be ethical. We have to strive toward good work and good citizenship. And last but not the least is about creating mind beyond existing knowledge and synthesis to pose new questions. Kaya nga, di ba yung isa sa mga tips ko kanina, we have to think of the how and the why. So it's also part of the creating mind. So I hope that these 5 minds for the future will make sense to you, no? Will also be applied in your different contexts, no, so that you can maximize the time, no, that you have right now as you apply, no, to the different organizations that you would like to be part of, or as you chase your future that you would like to have. And with that, keep calm and good luck. And congratulations to this graduating batch, and hope to see you around. Okay, thank you very much. Okay na po.
Thank you for that, Sir Richard. Ayan. So, sir, guys, for our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So, if you have questions for Sir Rich, now is the time to put it in our comment section. Curious lang ako, sir, for the question that
Sige, okay.
is the assessment or the scorecard that you mentioned, is it available publicly? How can the rest of the Filipino students access it?
Well, it's not public. Yan. So, and it is being sent individually kung sino yung mga nag-create ng kanilang sabihin na nating accounts, no? So, private yung assessment process. This can also be, if you want to take the assessment, you may email me. Ayan, so RP Monteverde at sficareercenter.com, because I'm also part of the organization that provides the assessment, no? Yun, you may email me so that I can provide you the links. Or let's first talk about, for example, how these can make sense to you. Let's first talk about your needs. No, why is there a need for you to use the assessment? Yun. Good.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for that, sir. All right.
Mhm.
For our audience, do you have last questions for Sir Rich before we move on to the next topic? Going once, going
Mhm.
twice, wala na po ba? Ayun. Sir, on behalf of PNU and the entire Jobs 180 team, salamat po for lending the time. And
Mhm.
sir, the information that you shared with us this morning, talagang useful at relevant siya. Gagamitin talaga namin siya in the next
Mhm.
few months para before sila mag-apply yung mga students. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yes,
you.
that's correct.
So,
Okay.
you have a great day, sir. Stay safe po. Thank you, sir. Ayan. So next up, presenting basic requirements or employment requirements is Miss Diane Cebrero. She is a certified human resource professional with 10 years of demonstrated work experience in the field of human resources. She graduated with a degree of BS Nursing from Perpetual Health College of Manila and is the current employee union representative or president in a top private company that caters or offers office printers and digital production print systems in the Philippines. So she used to work as an account manager, senior compensation and benefits administration, and employee services and labor relations officer. So Miss Diane can join us this morning. So on her behalf, Sir Ken Kishimoto, career coordinator for Office of Student Affairs and Student Services, will be presenting on her behalf. Hi, Sir Ken. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Naririnig ba ako?
Yes, sir. Audible po, loud and clear.
Okay, good morning, Shari, and sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin ng mga graduating class, alumni, and sa mga interested applicants natin. Good morning sa inyong lahat at for staying with us sa ating Jobs 180 or sa ating 2021 Virtual Career Fair. So, I'm so sorry kung hindi makaka-attend si Miss Dayan right now. So, ako muna yung magti-take charge on her behalf. Okay? So, share ko lang yung aking
Yes,
screen,
sir.
I guess, no?
Yes, sir. So to our audience, if you wish to check out the vacancies, postings na available, it's available at schools.jobsunique.com/PNU. Alright? So
Yeah.
for tomorrow, if you want to start exploring, so pwede kayo dun magpunta. Later, pwede nyo i-check kung ano yung mga vacancies na available. So Sir Rich, Sir Ken, the deck is up. So I leave you to it, sir. I'll be back for the question and answer po. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Shari. So, Dayan prepared the slots for you. Itong presentation na ito sa iyo, sa inyong mga graduating class natin. So, common pre-employment requirements. So, first of all, ako po si Ken Kishimoto, Career Services Coordinator under the Office of the Student Affairs and Student Services, Philippine Normal University. So, punta tayo muna doon sa recap natin kasi since ako naman yung huli, so I have parang a chance na ma-recap kung ano yung mga nangyari kanina. So, doon kay Sir Kim Chua, take note ha, Kim Chua, ay more on resume link or resume ang kanyang diniscuss. And then to Sir Axel, it's more on the job, acing the job interview. Third one kay Sir Miko ay yung hiring process. Ano ba yung mga pwedeng pagdaanan ng isang aplikante pagtapos or pagka-graduate ninyo? And then to Sir Richard na napakadaming diniscuss na very rich yung kanyang input patungkol doon sa ating skills na nire-require especially nowadays na nasa pandemic tayo and transition tayo from face to online. So, yan yon. And then the last one, from job requirements naman tayo. Gaya nga ng sinabi kanina, from sourcing to onboarding tayo ngayon. I think mabilis lang itong i-discuss ko. Very helpful ito sa inyong mga applicants kasi lahat naman tayo ay magdadaan or nagdaan sa mga ibang nakikinig pa na may experience na sa work sa pagtatrabaho ay I'm sorry, kailangan natin mag-asikaso ng mga job requirements na kailangan natin ipasa. Unless, pag hindi natin ginawa ito, ay hindi tayo makakasahod or hindi natin mapupursue yung kontrata or yung relationship natin dun sa employer na tina-target natin. So, ito ang purpose ng ating job requirements discussion. So, first up, SSS, to summarize lang ang ating content, SS, pag-ibig, PhilHealth, BIR or tax identification number, and other requirements such as medical, NBI or transcript of records. First stop tayo sa SS natin. So sa SSS, it is a social insurance program in the Philippines to workers in the private, professional, and informal sectors. A government agency, it provides retirement and health benefits to all paid-up employees in the Philippines. So I guess katumbas nito ang GSIS kung ito ay sa public, like sa mga state universities or sa mga government schools, like yung sa mga elementary na malapit sa atin or nearest to us. But for now, SS lang muna ang topic natin. Okay? So dito sa SS ay si SS lang ang bukod tanging government agency doon sa nabanggit ko kanina, doon sa SS PhilHealth Pag-ibig and Teen, na nag-facilitate or nakapag-maximize ng online facility despite the pandemic, yung challenge ng pandemic. Paano? So, they can just access yung SSS or download the app sa kanilang cellphone or any mobile gadget or sa kanilang laptop or saan pa ba? Tablet. Itong app na ito, dito sa kabila, yung sss.gov.ph, yung app na yan. So, Play Store or sa Apple natin, you can just download it. Para lang yan tayo nag-register ng ating Facebook account. Ganun siya kadali. So, by the way I'm not promoting hindi ako parte ng mga sangay ng gobyerno na ito, pero dinidiscuss ko lang ito para makatulong sa inyo or magkaroon kayo ng tip. Now, for the form, ayan yung mga kailangan. So, i-accomplish nyo yan. And don't forget na kailangan nyo magkaroon ng attachment, which is yung birth certificate, PSA copy na po. Kasi yung iba sa atin, I'm sure ay medyo hirap pa para sa attachments. Later on, may mga requirements din na i-require or kasama para magkaroon tayo ng number. Pero laging significant ang PSA copy ng ating birth certificate. Okay? So tatandaan natin yan mga applicants or future professionals. And then, from there, gaya nga ng sinabi ko na parang na-fill up ka lang ng parang Facebook mo, doon ka na makakakuha on your own ng iyong SSS number. Okay? Huwag mong iasa sa kabila ay sa iba or sa employer mo. It's your own responsibility to have your own SSS number. Then, if ever na may concerns like mahihirapan ka magkaroon ng SS number, siguro pwede kang, that is the chance lang or case-to-case basis na magkaroon ka ng coordination or makipag-coordinate ka sa iyong employer kung paano makakuha ng SSS. Kasi minsan meron silang direct access sa pagkuha ng SSS or yung mga shortcut tips sa pagkuha ng SSS. Pero majority lang kasi ng mga yan ay case-to-case basis talaga. At again, lahat ng transactions ng SSS, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ay online. Okay? So malinaw tayo dyan sa SS na yan. And sooner or later, I'm sure yung mga parents natin, may mga benefits na natatanggap dyan. So take note na mahalaga at wag nating deadmahin yung SSS number o yung record natin na yan. Kasi may mga claims and may mga benefits kayo na you can enjoy pagka nagtagal ka sa profession or whatever professions na mapili mo. Okay? Next. Pag-ibig or yung tinatawag natin na Home Development Mutual Fund. Pero mas kilala siya sa pag-ibig. So lahat tayo meron dapat pag-ibig. Hindi ko sinasa, bahala na kayo kung literally or figuratively ang pagtanaw ninyo doon sa salitang pag-ibig. So, minsan kasi masakit sa ulo magkaroon ng pag-ibig. Kidding aside. So, pag-ibig or HDMF is a government-owned and controlled corporation under the Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, responsible for the administration of the National Savings Program and affordable shelter financing for Filipinos employed by local and foreign-based employers as well as voluntary and self-employed members. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina sa SSS, more on sa full transaction sila online, Ang pag-ibig ay hindi. So, nag-a-adjust pa lang sila sa challenge ng pandemic. Sila yung, kung meron man silang online platform, mas para lang ito sa mga directly members na talaga and para sa may mga major transactions na para sa mga medyo maglo-loan, katulad ko na employee na, so I can access my pag-ibig account and then pwede akong magpag-ibig loan ako doon. May matatanggap kayo minsan, maririnig kayo sa balita, nasunugan, nasalanta ng bagyo, yung calamity loan, or salary loan, or whatever. May mga loan facilities yung mga yan. And yung housing loan, I'm sure yung mga ate, kuya, nanay, tatay, or mga pinsan ninyo, meron, I'm sure, or aware sa pag-ibig or HDMF na iyan. So, importante rin yan. Sooner or later, ma-encounter nyo yan and you will know the significance ng pag-ibig fund. Okay? So, sa pag-ibig fund, you just need to fill up itong ating form na nandyan na makikita ninyo sa screen. Don't forget to attach yung PSA copy ng ating birth certificate. Ang ating pag-ibig ay online din naman, online membership registration. Pero limited transactions lang ito. Kadalasan siguro base doon sa mga na-experience din namin as HR practitioner ay ngayon sa pandemic, Dropbox, email lang sila sa kanilang mga website. Tapos may mga website yung mga yan na or may mga link yan. So don't forget, please don't forget ang inyong email kasi kadalasan talaga ng ating transactions, pwede na silang mag-reply dyan. So, para maiwasan na rin natin ang ating mga face-to-face transactions at makaiwas tayo sa banta ng COVID virus. Okay? Pagka naging okay na yung ating application sa pag-ibig, magsisend sila sa email na nakaregister dyan. So, kailangan gamitin ninyo ay alamin niyo yung password at na-access ninyo kasi kung hindi, mahihirapan kayo or magkakaroon kayo ng multiple accounts sa pag-ibig. And sooner or later, masakit sa ulo yan. Okay? Ako, ang tip ko para sa inyong mga bagong mag-a-apply ay kumuha kayo ng note or maglagay kayo ng notebook like this. Yan, notebook or parang diary book ninyo kung saan nandoon nakasulat or nakaregister yung inyong mga big four numbers, yung SS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and TEAM. Kasi usually, to whatever transactions you may have in the future, kakailanganin ng mga numbers na yan, government numbers na iyan. Kaya kailangan meron kayong copy at alam nyo yan kasi sa inyo yan. At huwag ibibigay sa ibang nanghihingi basta-basta nang walang kahit anong transaction sa inyo. Okay. Next up, or ang third natin, Philippine Health Insurance Corporation or sa madaling sabi, PhilHealth. It was created to implement universal health coverage in the Philippines. It is stated goal is to ensure a sustainable national health insurance program for all. So sa PhilHealth, gaya din siya ng pag-ibig, hindi ganun ka-full ang kanilang transaction or yung online system nila para makapag-apply sa PhilHealth. Pero meron pa rin naman silang online transaction pero para lang ito sa mga naging unang members na before or prior the pandemic. They just need to fill in the form tapos ipapasa lang na ito sa kanilang nearest PhilHealth offices. So, you can download din itong My PhilHealth portal, members inquiry yan. Pero take note, hindi kayo dyan magre-register, ha? Kailangan ninyong i-download, i-search nyo lang sa Google yung ating PMRF form na iyan na makikita ninyo sa screen. So pagka na-accomplish nyo yan, print it, and then kuha kayo or hanap kayo, search nyo sa Google yung nearest PhilHealth offices na malapit sa inyo. Paglalabas kayo, don't forget safety measures. Kasi for now, ang Pag-ibig and PhilHealth, as I've said, kung paulit-ulit man ako or silang plaka, wala pa silang full facility katulad ng SS na you can apply online. Kasi kailangan niya ng kapapelan, kailangan niyo pang i-print yan, and kailangan niyo pumunta minsan, case-to-case basis sa kanilang opisina. Okay. Next, BIR or Bureau of Internal Revenue or Tax Identification Number. So it is an agency of Department of Finance. It collects revenue, taxes, fees, and charges. So as a professional, businessman in the future, lahat tayo na nagtatrabaho ay kailangan nagbabayad ng tamang tax. So, yung tax na yan ay under sa TIN or BIR na iyan. Okay. Dito, hindi ka mahihirapang mag-apply. Dito sa Application for Registration 1902, madali ito katulad ng SS. Pero sa paanong paraan? Sa TIN or sa BIR, si employer, meron silang account sa BIR. And they can register you or you can ask for their assistance kung paano magkaroon ng BIR o Tax Identification Number. Ang kailangan mo lang i-prepare ay yung birth certificate, PSA copy, and accomplish online itong application for registration. Pero kung online yan, I think nasa 8 steps yaan. Hindi ganyan ang format ng makikita ninyo online. Pero kung print out ang gusto ninyo, ganyan ang magiging itsura niya. Okay. So, as I've said, SS and BIR, madali para sa inyong bago. Pero ang PhilHealth and Pag-ibig, ito, kailangan natin ng tiyaga. Other requirements sa pagkuha para matanggap pa tayo or ma-pursue yung ating kontrata or signing of contract or yung relationship natin sa employer-employee na yan sa pagpasok ng employer-employee. Other requirements ay medical requirement, NBI, and transcript of records or diploma. Doon sa medical requirements, eto may mga mandate na sa bawat government agencies or yung sa mga local LGUs na kung saan ka nakadestino, ay doon ka kukuha na lang ng medical requirements. Usually, meron ditong urinalysis, yung sa ihi, fecalysis, or on yung sa pupo natin, ina-assess yan. X-ray, chest X-ray, blood samples, minsan, sa mga big industries pa ay yung mga drug test and yung swab test. Kasi nasa pandemic na tayo ng COVID-19. So, kailangan yan. Minsan, ang medical requirements na yan ay shoulder natin ng mga bagong aplikante. May mga generous din naman ng mga employers na pagka tanggap ka na sa kanila, sila ang magbabayad ng medical requirements na yan. So, you can ask freely kung shoulder mo ba or sagot nila for reimbursement ang medical requirements. Next is NBI or NBI. I won't recommend yung police clearance kasi katumbas ng NBI ay police clearance. Pero kasi sa police clearance, if I may discuss, it is more on parang sa lang siya, parang sa barangay mo lang siya or sa LGU mo lang siya. While for NBI, since it is a National Bureau of Investigation, kung ano yung record mo, mamaya taga Mindanao ka and ngayon nasa Luzon ka and meron kang ginawa mga something or records, legal records, legal violation records, si NBI madedetect yan. Unlike si police, I'm not saying na ito yung pangit kay police clearance, pero mas maganda kasi si NBI clearance as must prepare ng mga I think most of the employers ay NBI kasi wide ang kanilang access sa pag-check ng background ng isang i-hire nila sa kumpanya. Kailangan in good records, walang criminal, civil cases records. So, NBI, online din yan. Kailangan nyo lang mag-download ng inyong application sa NBI. For first-timer, may mga series of transactions yan. Kailangan nyo mag-fingerprint, scanning, picture for NBI. And then for those na meron ng NBI for non-renewal, for renewal, ay code in lang yung inyong previous NBI number and then magkakaroon ng kayo ng mabilis na scheduling and then print ng inyong finger scanning and then yung picture. Don't forget sa pag-a-apply ng NBI, minsan pag nag-a-apply kayo on-site ng NBI, may mga parang fixer na kung saan magbabayad ka na lang ng 150 pesos, 50 pesos or to 250 pesos sa pagkuha ng NBI. kung saan ipiprint nila yung application mo for NBI, sila nang bahala sa lahat ng transactions online, and then you just go there physically, pipila ka na lang, and then meron ka ng number and slot, and then kakausapin na nila sa loob ng NBI office na kailangan ay i-entertain ka na nila same day. So, ingat lang sa paggamit ng pagbibigay ng mga information, personal information kasi meron tayong data privacy. Rest assured na kung sino yung kung mag-a-avail kayo noon kasi mas madali sa inyo yun or mas hindi hassle sa inyo, ay kunin niyo yung picture ninyo, yung kausap ninyo na nag-a-access doon sa NBI para if ever na may mangyari, meron kayong transactions and don't forget kunin yung resibo na nag-avail kayo ng services sa kanila sa pagkuha ng NBI. Kasi baka mamaya magamit nila yung records ninyo sa pagkuha ng NBI. And sooner or later, pag kayo naman ay kukuha na uli ng NBI, magkaroon kayo ng hit or kapangalan o may mga bad records. Kasi nga, baka nagamit yung record ninyo using or through doon sa opportunity na binigay natin sa kanila. And then the last one, transcript of records or diploma. Kailangan ito kasi para malaman kung tayo ba talaga ay graduate na talaga sa ating 4-year course, master's or PhD. Kasi isa sa mga requirements for leveling job ranking natin ay malaman yung mga qualifications natin. And bukod sa mga big four government numbers, medical and NBI ay yung ating educational qualification. And paano marirecognize yun or malalaman yun? Through transcript of records or diploma. Okay. So don't forget, sana doon sa mga nabanggit ko, mabilis man or hindi, sana nakakuha kayo ng madaming shortcut tips sa SS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, PIN, Medical Requirement, NBI, and Transcript of Record. By the way, doon sa ating binanggit to ni Sir Kim kanina, sa mga participating schools natin for this year, maraming salamat. Nakikita ninyo sa screen sa mga from 57 or to 60 partners natin. Eto muna yung mga immediately na nag-respond sa ating call na mag-post ng kanilang job vacancies sa atin so they can offer they offer job vacancies. So dito sa makikita ninyo, I think more on 18 ito. You can picture this sa inyong screen and email ito. Pero para mas madali, ay visit ninyo yung schools.jobs180.com/PNU para sa iba pang mga job vacancies o yung mga partner industries natin. So meron tayo diyang mga wait lang. Share ko lang. Ito yung itsura niya. Ayan. Fresh graduates, OJT or trainee and industry partners. So yan, dyan natin makikita yung mga partner schools or institutions natin. So meron na mga available na nakapost dyan. And then dito, other participating companies na nabanggit ko at yung mga nakapag-file na ng kanilang mga job posting requirements. So for today, pagtapos nitong seminar na ito or webinar natin, Virtual Career Fair, pwede na kayo maghanap ng magpasa ng inyong mga requirements, I mean, applications sa mga yaan. And then sooner or later, we'll see and let's hope for the best na kayo ay matanggap agad-agad kasi sa panahon ng pandemya, napakahirap makakuha ng trabaho. So don't forget na mag-ingat at mag-pray. And kunin ko na rin yung chance natin na para sa mga graduating alumni at mga nakikinig pa sa mga graduate students natin, here is the evaluation form link na i-screen din, I'm sure, ni Ms. Shari before or right after ng aking talk. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Shari?
Thank you, Sir Ken. Ayan. Alright, thank you, sir. Alright. So,
Yep.
please don't forget to evaluate this event, guys. So, as mentioned by Sir Ken earlier, we will flash the link later. So, ayun. Sir Ken, thank you po ulit. And thank you.
Yes.
Sir, evaluation link is posted on the comment section. So, copy and paste na
Okay.
lang, guys. Ha? Ayan.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you,
thank
Ms.
you,
Shari.
Sir Ken. So, to all our audience, inviting you guys to attend or to apply using the link. It's schools.jobs180.com/PNU. Thank you, Sir Ken.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. To officially close today's session, may we call on Dr. Noemi Zalieta, Coordinator for Student Discipline, Faculty and Counselor under the Office of Student Affairs and Student Services of PNU Manila, to give us the closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. I can say that this quote from Bennett Wilson is appropriate to describe our present situation in the university. Indeed, holding a virtual career fair during this time of the pandemic is something extraordinary. Indeed, holding a virtual career fair for the smallest graduating batch with only 48 candidates is extraordinary. In an ordinary situation, PNU would graduate more or less 1,000 new teachers. Indeed, holding a virtual career fair for the first time in the month of June after changing the school calendar is not ordinary. And so, OSAS responded to the call of extraordinary times we are in right now by coming up with extraordinary activity. We commend Mr. Ken Kishimoto, the Coordinator for Career Services of OSAS, for putting everything together for this virtual career fair. We thank Mr. Kim Chua, Mr. Richard Monteverde, our very own colleague in OSAS, and Ms. Diane Gisebero for joining us as we prepare our prospective teachers land their first teaching job soon. And so congratulations, innovative teachers. May God bless you in your job-seeking adventures. We wish you good luck, safety at all times, and good health. Thank you and good day.
Thank you for that, Dr. Julieta. So, on behalf of jobs20.com, PNU, and to all our audience, we'd like to thank you guys for lending the time. Please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting. So, we have one this afternoon, and we have another on Monday. Sorry, next week. So if you are interested, please check out the topics on our Facebook page, and you're welcome to join in those sessions too. So we'd also like to thank CEO Group for being one of our corporate sponsors for the event. So please check out the CEO store in Lazada and Shopee, or the nearest mall in your area to shop for your corporate needs. For career opportunities, it's jobs20.com/CEO Group. So again, thank you guys. Thank you.